Imagine a man who has witnessed every major financial disaster of the last 40 years. A man who never panics, never exaggerates, and never warns the public unless something truly serious is happening. That man is Jamie Dimon, CEO of JPMorgan Chase, America's largest and most powerful bank. Recently, he gave one of the strongest warnings of his entire career, a warning that America largely ignored. Jamie Dimon is not a YouTube analyst or a TikTok finance expert. He is the man who correctly warned about the housing collapse of 2008, the European debt crisis, and the liquidity panic during the pandemic, long before these issues became news. And now, he says something dangerous is building inside the US economy. He calls it a perfect storm forming in slow motion. So what exactly is he warning about? First is rising debt. Credit card balances in the US have reached all-time highs. People are borrowing more and saving less. Second is high interest rates. Mortgages, car loans, business loans, everything has become more expensive, squeezing families and companies alike. Third is global uncertainty. Wars, supply chain disruptions, and geopolitical tensions have put tremendous pressure on the world economy. When these three forces combine, the system becomes extremely vulnerable. Most Americans don't see the danger because life looks normal. People are still shopping, still spending, still living as if nothing is wrong. But behind the scenes, the numbers tell a different story. People are using credit instead of cash. Bills are rising faster than salaries. Emergency savings are drying up. And when consumers can't keep up, the entire economy feels the impact. Jamie Dimon warns that the United States is heading toward a moment where millions of people will suddenly realize they can no longer afford their own lifestyle. And when that moment arrives, it won't be slow. It will be a shock. The banking system is also under pressure. If people stop paying their loans, banks take the hit. When banks take the hit, businesses lose credit. When businesses lose credit, jobs disappear. That is how recessions begin. Quietly, slowly, and then all at once. Dimon believes the next financial crisis won't start on Wall Street. It will start in the real lives of ordinary Americans. But the danger does not end at America's borders. If the US slows down, the entire world slows down. Countries depending on American trade may face shortages, job cuts, and currency troubles. Markets could fall, investors could panic. And in a fragile global environment, even a small shock can trigger a chain reaction. Despite this, most people ignore the warning. Politicians don't talk about it. Media stays distracted. Consumers keep spending. But Jamie Dimon's warnings are not emotional statements. They come from deep data, internal banking signals, and global financial patterns he sees months, sometimes years, before the public. He says clearly, "We are entering a very unpredictable and potentially dangerous future." Economists believe three outcomes are possible: a soft slowdown, where growth cools but the system survives; a moderate recession, where businesses struggle and unemployment rises; or a hard landing, a deep recession triggered by debt, high rates, and global instability. Dimon does not say which one will happen, but he warns that America is much closer to danger than people think. Yet, hidden inside every crisis is opportunity. History shows that while millions struggle, a small group rises, not because of luck, but because they prepared early. People who save, who invest wisely, who pay attention, who don't ignore the signs. That is the real meaning of Jamie Dimon's warning. It is not to scare people, it is to wake them up. America was warned, not by a random analyst, but by the most influential banker in the country. The question now is simple. Will people act? Or will they repeat the same mistakes of 2008, 2001, and every crisis before? Because in the end, warnings don't save you, actions do.